So that's even the extreme development that we tend to have. And yesterday you find out that the finance minister was being grilled, and I felt sorry for the man. So you think that, I mean, Charlie, you've achieved everything else in the world. So why do you put yourself there, these young men and women, just the grill you left, right, center? Yale, he's a Yale and Harvard scholar and all that. And to think that after 2019, and we decided not to go with the IMF, with all the promises that were even made by him just some few months ago, May 2022, that won't get to have any agreement with the IMF, and then we're back with the IMF.
2 weeks after,
and if you get to the website of the IMF on their progress with Ghana, they keep telling you that it's too early days yet for them to give you some conclusive remarks about how far they are getting an agreement, or Ghana is getting a homegrown agreement with them.
So that means we're not going to get a deal anytime
soon. It is what it is. So that is why I always keep saying that we need to have the leadership of this country, and this time it's led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to tell us that what is in that homegrown policy, and from what the external credit facility would be, which is supposed to give us stability in a macroeconomic environment. It is going to be between the periods of 3 to 4 years, extended to 5 years. And we know what happened when we had the John Mahama-led administration engage IMF in 2014, and this was extended to 2019. Look, we need to improve revenue. So, I mean, if we see increment in taxes, we shouldn't be worried at all. But we need to be told these things. We need to be told that we're going to have austerity in whatever it is that we have to undertake by way of expenditure. And how austere would that be? How should we further tighten our belt? Already, Charlie.
It's not easy.
No,
and yesterday I was listening to Honorable Kese Latufosi when he was making
some of the submissions,
the accusations or allegations, even though the committee says don't describe them as allegations. But if you listen to him, and I'm looking forward to the responses that the finance minister will be given. I don't know if he'll speak directly or his counsel will be the one to speak. But if you look at the fiscal deficit, and the law says that you shouldn't go beyond 5%, but in certain cases, it is alleged that the minister underreported these figures. In some cases, it says 4.8%, and then you find out later that it was about 7% that was actually spent in terms of fiscal deficit. I'm looking forward to the answers he's going to give, as per those accusations that have been leveled against him. Because if really that is the case, as presented in the budget statement, then it's a major problem. But my problem with the minority, they've been, based on the documents that they gave us, they said since 2018, in fact, just about 3 days after the president assented to the fiscal deficit bill that gives Parliament the chance to continue with a vote of censure against the finance minister, if he goes beyond the fiscal deficit percentage that has been given, you can go ahead and, give a vote of censure. Why have they waited till this point? Because 2018, they gave figures as to how he went beyond that limit. 2019, he went beyond it as well, according to the minority. If they knew all of this, why did they wait till 2022 before moving the motion for a vote of censure? I don't get it. Have we also been allowing the majority to also have their way in all these cases? I mean, of course, maybe at that time they didn't have the numbers, but at least if they had initiated, it would have been great. Why did we have to wait till now?
Well, I have to say that the numbers backed the finance minister up to 2020. The Fiscal Responsibility Act came into full effect in 2019. And by 2020, we decided, because of COVID, when we had on March 12, I remember 2020, those two initial cases for which we had the press conference being undertaken by the Information and Health Ministry announcing that thing late in the night. We decided to go all out and then go into the law, the Fiscal Responsibility Act, suspend the act and go and spend. And that is the point of argument for, I won't say the minority, because when you bring the minority, government and its communicators seem to construe that to mean that you're undertaking politics. But we're talking about people who have observed the state of the economy in politics, in academia, in business, in corporate entities, making those commentaries that in 2020, we, from 2019, inherited good finances based on our own reported figures. Of course, the minority is saying that we understated some of those before Parliament, representatives of the people. The expenditure in 2020 2020 is what has brought us today. Because if we had decided, even after that suspension, to have a deficit of just 7% or even 8%, we wouldn't have been here.
We wouldn't be here.
Because we had access to every facility we can get from the Bretton Woods institutions because of COVID, from lenders or from the international community. And then we decided to spend and overspend. By the time we got to 2021, or reading the budget for 2021, late 2020, we knew that we were in trouble. So all the freebies that we gave in electricity, the so-called pack of food, which cost 54
million Ghana cedis.
Yeah. And then all the monies we use in purchasing masks, over 200 million, etc. We knew that, look, we were just heading for trouble. So all the freebies were made to pay back in 20.
Well, they were never freebies anyway.
Yes, at that time, Charlie, we had spent everything that we had. And that is what is happening to us today. The history is from 2020, and the expenditure, which was uncontrolled, led by the finance minister, which we all know is the truth. If that is so, per what the analysis and the figures do indicate from the academia, from those who are in corporate entities, doing the analysis in business, etc. I mean, the finance minister, Charlie.
Why is he still there?
Yeah. Sometimes some principles of morality should just tell you something. I don't know what you think about it.
I mean, honestly, I think you've said everything. And at this point, I also was watching the finance minister yesterday and wondering, why are you
and at some point he was dozing,
yourself to go through this? Can you not just step aside? They say you have not done a good job. If you really feel like you've done a good job, step aside. Posterity will judge anyway. So why still stay there and undergo this kind of scrutiny? I don't understand. But anyway, we'll take a break at this point. When we get back, we'll have Johnny bring us Johnny's Bites.